So hey everyone, and in this video we're going to learn about Git collaboration. Basically it's GitHub collaboration, and if you want to share your repository with multiple people and you want them to contribute to make some changes, so you can actually use GitHub collaboration. Okay, so basically what it exactly is, let me just take you. So basically what it exactly is, let me just take you here, and you can see that right now I'm just gonna log in with some other account. Okay, I'm just gonna create a repository with some other account, and here I'll just sign in. Okay, and I'll just log in with some other account. Okay, let's try this. So if I just sign in, and you would see, okay, it would ask for a verification code. Just a second. Okay, I'll just paste this verification code, and you can see guys that now I am logged in. Okay, so you can see that right now this is some GitHub account. This is suppose some company's CEO's account, okay, owner's account. So this guy actually created a repository. So I'll just create a temporary repository here. Okay, I'll just create a repository here, uh, my repo 123, something like that. Okay, I'll just name it something like that. And okay, actually I'll just say that repo by CODERSHUB, so that I know that whose repo is it. Okay, so repo by codersub, and you can see that it's public. I can make it private also. Suppose let's make it private, and I only want some specific people to have access. Okay, so I'll just make it private, and you can see that guys now the repository has been created. Okay, so what I can do is I can just directly import code also. I can create some file. Suppose I'll just create a new file directly here. I'm not using the git commands to import code. I'm just directly creating some file here. Okay, so I'm just going to name this file, suppose fl1.txt. okay, and I'm gonna say that this change is made by coders hub owner. Okay, owner. Okay, so you can see that now if I make a commit, so you can see that it would ask for the commit message. Just like that, you can just write a commit message if you want. I'll just leave it as it is by default one, and you can see that now it's created. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go to settings, and I want some of my friends to collaborate. Okay, so I'm just going to go to collaborate, and I want to add people. Okay, so I'll just simply type the username of those people whom I want to add. So I want to add a person whose name is viraj014. That means a GitHub user whose name is viraj014. Okay, so I'll add this. So I can add multiple people just like that, and you can see once I did this, so I'll log in with viraj014. I'll just sign out from here, and then guys I'll just sign in with Viraj J014, and after this guys I'll just go to this page, this specific part, unrun notification. Okay, if I come here, and here you would see that we have repo by codersub. Okay, so if I select this, you can see accept invitation. Once I accept this, so you would see that I can see the changes here. Okay, I can see the changes here. All right, so what I need to do is you can see that you have now got the push access. That means I can just update this code in my local machine, and I can make the changes to this code, and codersub would receive all the changes. Okay, so let's check this. So first of all I'm gonna go to my profile. Okay, I'll just go to my profile. In the repositories you would see that here I won't get this repository. Okay, here I won't get this repository, so either I have to save it somewhere, or I can come here, I can check the changes. Okay, so you can see that we have a lot of things here. So what we need to do is, since you missed out, okay, so you have to search for that. You can find a different repository. Okay, for now I'll just search for the repository user. So codersub 2021 and repo. You see that this is the repo. What I can do is I can just mark it as a star. Okay, so I can just mark it as a star. Okay, so you can see now it's start. Okay, so now if I just go to my GitHub profile, okay, and here you can see that in the start section you can see that now I have made it a start. So now I remember that this is the repository where I can make the change. Okay, so what I can do is I can just simply make the change directly here by adding file, or I can just clone it to my local machine. Okay, so let's clone it to my local machine. So here I'll just clone it, suppose. So for example I'm gonna clone it here. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just create a git bash here, or whatever you want. I'm just gonna open it with git bash, and here I would just type git clone. Okay, git clone, and here guys if I just paste this, okay, so I'll just paste it here. Once I paste it, you can see that repo by codersub would be cloned here, right? So you can see repo by codersub is cloned here. Okay, so now if I make a change here, new file, and I'll just create a new file, suppose fl2.txt. okay, I made a new file here, and I'll just open this with VS Code. Okay, Actually, yeah, we need to just remove this. Okay, so here also, this file is made by virajj014. Once I make this and I can make some more changes, I can use git ignore whatever I want. Now what I'm gonna do is, guys, I'll just simply say git add dot, and then git commit dash m. Okay, and suppose change made by virajj014. Okay, then if I just type git push, okay, git push, so you can see that once I do this, you can see that code would be pushed. Okay, where it would be pushed, you can see right now I'm logged in as viraj014. If I just refresh this page, you can see coder sub, this repository created by coder sub now has the change. Okay, you can see file2 is made by viraj014. If I log it from the coder sub account, you will see the exact changes. Okay, so now owner didn't make a change, some random employee viraj014 made a change. Okay, so that is the benefit of using collaboration, right? So guys, I hope you understood the purpose of collaboration. Here you can see, if I am here, I'll just go to my profile, and here itself, if I just go to repositories, here we have repo by coder. So okay, so you can see inside this repository viraj014 made some change, right? So you can see we have a lot of things here. You can explore different sections here, but the most important one was the collaboration. Right now you can see that this was the change made by viraj014, right? Suppose now if I do one more thing, I have to explain you git pull. Okay, suppose I come here and I would just say, suppose I would make a change here by coder sub. So this change is made by coders hub. Okay, so what would happen if I just make a commit, okay, and update file2. Okay, so right now if I just make a commit, this change is made by coders hub, right? Now let's try to do something else. You can see that viraj014 didn't get the change locally. Okay, so viraj01 would still write the code. Okay, another change by viraj0, but you can see that coders hub made a change. Okay, coders hub made a change. Here you can see in this file coders hub made a change, but viraj014 is not aware of this change. Okay, so now suppose I try to update things. Okay, so now suppose if I try to update things, so if I type git add, okay, and git commit change made by viraj014. Okay, and now let's try to git push. Okay, so once I type git push, you can see that I'll get an error. Okay, what's the error? It simply says that git, this specific git repository has some changes which you haven't got here. You can see we don't see the line. Okay, here we don't see the line. What line? This change is made by coder server. You don't see that change, so you have to first of all bring all the changes which are made by other people, right? So I'm simply going to type the command named as git pull. Okay, so git pull, if I write this command git pull, then you would simply see I'm pulling all the changes. So you can see now it's asking me what change to keep. Okay, so this is a very complicated thing. So what I can do is I can just say resolve and merge editor, and you can see that here we have some merge changes. Okay, changes to be merged. So you can see we have some option, either you have to accept this or you have to accept this. Okay, so what you can do is, suppose I want to accept this only. Okay, I want to accept that. I feel that this is right, this is the right thing. Okay, this is the right change, this is the change which I did, which is wrong. Okay, I allow this change to be done which is done by somebody else. I want to accept this change, this is the correct change, this is the correct code, right? So I would just say accept. Okay, so you can see now if I accept this, once you accept this, I would just click on complete merge. You can see that now this change is made by coder sub is coming from where? From the other people. Okay, so you can see now I can simply add it. Okay, so git add, git commit, and then git push. So once I push the changes, you can see everything is done. You can see all things are done here, right? So that's how, if somebody else has made the change in the repository, first we have to pull using the git pull command, and that's how tasks are done easily. Right guys, so I hope you understood the purpose of Git collaboration, GitHub collaboration, and also we learned about the git pull command, which is simply used to merge the changes done by somebody else before pushing your code to the main repository, right? So that's it for today. I will see you in the next one. Till then, have a good day. Bye bye.